Some of you that have been drawn to my videos, you're here for a reason. There is something that the universe, God, is trying to convey to you. And there are messages within my videos to help you grow, to help you expand on your spiritual journey. You may be new to all of these concepts, and that's why I'm here. It's because I can teach them to you, the knowledge that I have. If there's any questions outside of the messages that I bring to you, I am more than willing to answer them. I encourage you to reach out. That's what I'm here for. Let's just get right into the message. There are a lot of us that are newly on the path. This message is really strong. If you haven't been consistent with anything in your life recently or in the past, your whole life, so you've come across this video, one of the eye-opening experiences that you are having right now, one of your wake-up moments. If you've been on the path for a long time and you get this message, see, all of the messages are divinely timed. So if you get this message, 6 months down the road or a year down the road, it's when you need it to hear it. The message is there. So if you're here on this message and you've been on the spiritual path for a while, there are still messages here. If you're new and some of the concepts that I'm mentioning or saying you're not familiar with, this is your first sign. This is a synchronicity for you. This is a synchronicity and confirmation for people that have already been on the path. I always need to be reminded. That's how we learn, is repetitiveness. Repeating things helps us learn more. We go through patterns and habits. We work our whole lives to get in a pattern and a routine. And the brain does not like that change. Our body doesn't like that change. It's our ego that doesn't like that change. Our ego is always going to protect the identity, the ID of the self. Why I'm saying this is maybe you haven't been someone that's been consistent on something, or you've given up several times before. This is your awakening moment where something in this message I'm saying, it could be right now, it could be 10 words down, it could be at the end of the video, is going to trigger something within your soul. This is your moment that you are going to continue this path forward. This is what happened to me. It was a silent knowing that I had to really dive into meditation. It had changed so much trauma from my childhood, and this might be the most important message that you've gotten in an extreme long time. And this is for the people that have been on the spiritual path for a while. When I first found meditation, I dove in. I was doing it close to 24 hours a day. A lot of conscious people that are famous in the spiritual community, they like to say only meditate 15 minutes a day or at a time, or I knew my soul needed this. I knew I needed that much work on my brain. In saying this is my advice to you. If you feel that way too, and you say in your soul, because maybe you can't meditate or you haven't meditated that much, but you've tried it and it's intriguing to you, dive in, do it as much as you can. If you have the time right now, if you have the time where you're at home and you have a roof over your head, you don't have to go out and work for a living, you're blessed. That's how I was. I was grateful in a situation where I was able to not worry about my bills, but I focused on changing my inside world so I can start changing my outside world. And I was blessed to be able to give them that opportunity where I could spend that much time every day meditating. The epiphany for me was that, and I know this sounds so repetitive when it comes to people say these things all the time, motivational speakers, and we hear other people saying it, telling us advice. You don't have to be on a spiritual path to have heard those words that you need to make a change, or that how did someone change in their life? Well, they just knew they had to change. but it happened to me in a profound way. It was an eye-opening. It was me telling me. It wasn't anybody outside of me. It was like I was hearing it for the first time. I was hearing it for the first time. And that's what an epiphany is. That's what an awakening is. Okay, so throughout this message, if you're here, there's something within this message that is going to resonate on a profound level within you. This is the moment where you make a permanent mindset change, that you are going to keep walking forward. You are going to learn as much as you can about spirituality. There's so many different aspects of spirituality that you can discover, and you are going to crave knowledge about something related to this. Something here. It's like a path that we all take, and it's not a straight line. Corners, there's blocks, there's everything on there. When you commit to yourself, that's the thing. When you commit to yourself, nobody stops you. It's easy to not commit to other people when you're forced to. I've said this before in another message. When you're forced to, or you have a new drive, and the drive is yourself. People that have been on the spiritual path, this is just confirmation that you know that, yes, on the outside, people outside of you say, I don't know how you did it. But once you're in that, it doesn't feel like hard work. You learn to love the unknown. You learn to love the uncomfort. You have felt that intrinsic reward, which intrinsic means that you don't need anything outside of you to feel good. You do things purely because they make you feel good, and screw anybody else. It's because you feel good doing them. We're all chasing connection to God. That connectedness, that's what we're chasing, is feeling connected. We want to know that there's something phenomenal, something miraculous going on. It's our spirit. We all are spiritual beings. We have spirit flowing through us. And if we stay outside of us too often, we get separated from that. But our soul is always with us. And we're always going to have subtle nudges. Spirit's always going to gently nudge us. How come it happens for some and not others? What is the wake up? What is the awakening? It's your desire. And we never know what stage they are at on their spiritual journey, because spirituality is free will. You have all these choices and all these decisions that you could possibly make based off of the thoughts that we spend time focusing on. It's something between you and God. It's something that you signed up for before you even came into this experience. When and where you're going to have this epiphany. These are decisions you already made before you got here. And these are concepts that might be above your level of understanding at this point, but years down the road, you'll remember this conversation. This is the thing about consciousness, is that we remember our experiences, start to remember more of everything. It's like people that can remember every moment in their life. It's a phenomenon. Literally, there's a famous actress that can do this. The date, the time, and exactly what she was doing. It's strange, but she can. That's what actually happens when you become conscious, except probably not going to remember the date and the time and all that stuff. That's above and beyond, but you'll remember how you felt. Our emotions, we remember, oh, that was an upsetting memory. Lots of times, sometimes separates that emotion. When you are conscious and you wake up to that, you remember the change that occurred because of that experience. You know what it led to. You are so grateful for your life experiences. Even you see the connection between a bad experience and the good experience that happened because of it. You connect all of your experiences to the ones that follow it and the ones that precede it. And that's when you wake up to spirituality, and the older people, the ones that have been around for a while, these things that you get, these experiences that you have, builds a permanent drive inside you, a permanent motivation. Is always a message God gives us. When you motivate yourself and you're the primary source of your motivation, and you know how powerful you are, you're more powerful than anyone outside of you. That's all you need to get things done in your life. And that's the thing that we all need to remember, is the power lies in you. So that's why we shouldn't be envious of what other people have. And, because when you appreciate your journey, you appreciate your life and the experiences that brought you to where you're at and where you're going. And there's no envy, there's unconditional love for everything, everyone. Spirituality is peace before death. A lot of people have that construed is that, do good things so you have peace in heaven or, when you die. No, do good things now. Appreciate now. Because everyone, and that's the thing, when you adopt mentality of always developing your personal growth and doing good things all the time, and that's doing good things actually is brought on by thinking good things. You're naturally gonna adopt a whole different mindset of doing the right things all the time, and they come naturally. This is how Christ consciousness comes from Jesus Christ, and that's the thing, is we have it all in us. Christ consciousness, going to naturally be a perfect soul, because Jesus was perfect, right? That's what everybody says. He treated people with kindness and love, and he helped and healed people. This is the same power that you have within you. Let's get back to the point about meditating and the amount and the level. If you do work and you don't have the ability to work, to stay at home or to put the amount of time that your soul is calling you, because all sorts of trauma from our childhood constantly needs healed. Once you balance your energy, you'll be able to feel the power within you. Physically feel the power. The energy that flows throughout the whole universe, it flows through you. So when we balance our energy through meditation and other mindfulness practices, we're allowing energy to flow more easily through us. That means that we are going to be drawing in energy for healing, but also for balancing purposes, for healing not just us, but people around us, raising our vibration. We don't realize, you might not understand, you might not know. A lot of you do. When we raise our vibration, we raise the vibration around everything outside of us. Why is that? How is that possible? Well, the universe has this law that it wants everything to balance and unite and harmonize. So that means that if anybody's ever known of a pendulum, everybody knows how a pendulum goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Well, if you put two pendulums in the room, or multiple, or anything that has moving at a rate different than the other one, by just pure friction or not battery operated or run by electricity or anything, everything wants to harmonize. So eventually what happens is they will synchronize. Okay, when you raise your vibration, when you go around people or things, your energy, because you are the universe, when you balance your energy, you are pulling in energy from the universe, the good energy, okay? You've become a conduit of energy, of the good, positive energy that is going to benefit everything around you, outside of you. When you go into an environment with your vibration, your high vibration, you are emitting your energy, your high vibrational energy. Everything around it is going to pull it in, and it's going to raise that energy just a little bit, just a little bit. You keep doing that. So that's what, when you've heard people say, when you raise your vibration, you're raising the vibration of the planet. That's what that means. Another thing that happens because of raising your vibration, you are attracting better experiences and the abundance of life. Okay, that is the eventual progression. Remember, we have a lot of trauma in our childhood, and we don't realize how much healing that we actually need to do. Okay, so you might say, oh, I'm pretty good, I don't need meditation or blah blah blah. That's your ego mind, okay? But there's things that are buried subconsciously that we don't know, and it comes out by certain behaviors. And when you start paying attention to your thoughts and your behaviors, and you're accepting them, and you start accepting that there are some things that, being honest with yourself, that you have to change, because you know that you are not operating at a position that you want to operate. There's things that you're just realizing, reality's hitting you. It's time for a change. Don't put too much pressure or expectation on trying to solve all this. I am constantly healing. The ones that have been on the path for a while, they are constantly healing, because we are continuously we are putting in environments we can't help. When we have to go pay a bill, or if we have to go somewhere, we have to go out to the store, there's all sorts of low vibration, there's all sorts of, we don't know, everybody's on different spiritual healing paths, and we're going to be around negative energy. So our body is constantly in heal mode. Even us people that have meditated for years, used to constantly, it's something that we're never going to be able to get away from. Even our enlightened deities like Sadhguru and all of these other people, they have to meditate. They have to balance their energies, because especially them, they go around a lot of people that are sick. Okay, so it's something that if you're here, you are committed to. If you're here on this video, you are committed to this path. You already are. Something within this video is going to be like, oh, confirmation, and eye-opening, like going to a concert. That whole experience, it was just the best of your life. We all know what epiphanies are. You know what's best for you. Okay, so our parents, I tell this to my kids all the time. Only you know what's best for you. Even if they were younger, we don't have the right to say that we know what they should do in their life. They have a soul, so they know what's best for them, and you have to trust them. And I'll tell you, if you trust your kids, they're going to make the right choices. And this is something that's going to help children from a young age be able to navigate life. They're not going to have to struggle like us all these years with our thoughts. If you've been finding it difficult to meditate, remind yourself, stay consistent. Don't have any expectations, but just say it's going to pay off. It does. Okay, with consistency, God always gives you what you want. You have to believe that it's going to happen. None of these things are going to work if you don't believe it. Okay, that's plain and simple about anything. Manifestation. If you're new to the word manifestation, or if you're on the path, you really have to believe it. Believing is becoming part of you. We've all believed in something in the past, and that's the thing. You have to think about. Put in your mind a memory of a time when you really believed in something and it happened. or just the way you felt. What does believing really feel like? It's a knowing. It's a knowing, okay? Something in this message is going to really touch your soul. And from this moment forward, God provides the time. So if you're busy at work, if you go to sleep at night, listen to the binaural beats. No expectations. Listen to the binaural beats, headphones. It's giving you a good 8 hours. Try to give yourself 8 hours of sleep. Even if it's like 6 hours, be good. We don't all know what we need to heal. So the subconscious, when you're sleeping, that's when a lot of healing is occurring. Okay, so if you work, and vice versa, if you work at night and meditate during the day, go to sleep. The body, see, that's the thing. Oh, well, I need to sleep. I don't need to meditate. Trust me, you're going to be fine. This is what I did. I literally, I don't even think for like a year, I didn't really sleep at night. I was in meditation, but my body wasn't tired. Your body's going to adapt. Your body's going to get the sleep when it needs. And what your body's doing, see, that's the difference between unconscious sleeping, which is, I'm glad I don't really have that anymore. I used to. You still feel exhausted the next day, okay? Your body needs cleansed from the thoughts throughout the day. So meditation is doing that. That's what your body needs. That's what it's, when it's going to sleep, that's what it's doing. It's cleansing, it's clearing all those thoughts, okay? The stress that's been created from thoughts. And it's just replenishing your soul. So when you meditate, when you put the binaural beats and you go to sleep, we're sleeping. We're going to, it might be a concept that you're not at that level yet, but there's so many places in our universe that you could be. The meditation, still to this day, so profound, where I was in outer space, meditating, right next to the earth. So I know what it feels like to be out in outer space. I was in the most blissful state. I was like, okay, I just gave in and I said, I'm staying out here. Like I've figured it out. This is the life right here. I love it. I loved being out there. But God or something just said, nope, not your time. You're going back. And I came out of meditation. It was awesome. God wants you to have one of these experiences. It might be the moment right here that triggers you. This is your sign. He has a mystical experience he wants to give you, and it's only going to happen. It's going to happen many times after this meditation, but there's a meditation that you are going to experience, and it's going to get you hooked. The message for the other people that are here, the ones that have been on this path, there's still so much more to be revealed. The job's not done, and there's so much more to learn. That clarity, our abilities are about to expand on a whole nother level, and meditation is going to be that help. Doubts are kind of coming back into the energy field, and that is going to happen whenever we feel good. It's like, it's inevitable that every time we feel really good and something, so just don't grab hold of those kinds of thoughts. Those things are things you're gonna just have to say, okay, I don't want them, because anytime, we have physical people in our world too, that when they see that you're feeling good and you're happy, then there's just energies out there that whenever there's good energy, there's always negative. If you're feeling that way, get back into meditation and clear that energy. Protect your energy more than anything right now. And when you are high vibration, you're going to attract negative, low vibration. Cleanse that energy regularly, because it's in the air. It's in the air. Sometimes you get those lazy energies where, why am I always having to commit and be responsible, and everybody else on the outside of me is oblivious to that? If you're thinking that, then that means that you need to go within, because You are worried too much about somebody else instead of worrying about what you need to be doing. You know what you need to do. You know what's good for your soul. Be mindful of those energies that you are around, because there's going to be people that are going to invoke the old energies of reacting. In those situations where you feel those feelings of, anger or agitation from something someone says to you, remember to keep that peace within you. You have to keep your energy balanced. So if you engage in a negative conversation, you're lowering your vibration. So the old phrase, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Keep your energy balanced. So just don't engage in that. Just stay quiet. Stay quiet. Okay? Just listen. Put your listening ears on. And don't react. This is where you'll feel really good. Trust me, it took me a while to get to that point, but there's so much more reward when you're able to do this consistently, because you're able to just fend off those energies. But the energy is so loud right now, sometimes it's inevitable to kind of get pulled into that. So like I said, just keep meditating as much as you can. Always be mindful of your energy level. When you start noticing moods, if you start noticing feelings, emotions, go to meditation, go to breath work, anything. What you do that gets you out of that. So just, do those things. And for the newbies, I'm so excited for you, because once you're here, you're hooked. So a reminder, you are going to have a mystical experience that is going to blow your mind. And this is how most of us get hooked. There's something within consciousness that keeps us afloat. Nothing can get in your way. Once you're here to consciousness, nothing can stop you. When you decide to be the creator of your life, and you start saying, how can I benefit the world outside of me? How can I make changes in other people's lives? Really filling your heart with knowing that you have purpose. The reason you're here is because you're part of this whole mission that God has for the world. He has this great awakening planned. You're the chosen one. I want to invite you to meditate, to do breath work. Glad that you're on the path. We love you.